I'm thrilled to welcome Libor Michalek, President from Affirm, to join us in conversation today. Thank you again, Libor. It's great to see you again.
Thank you, Jen. I really appreciate you having me here. Very excited to chat about Plaid and Affirm and how we've been working together.
Thank you so much for being a partner. You know, one of the things I've been impressed with in the conversations that you and I have had has been your sort of career journey. Talk to me a little bit about how did you come to Affirm? What was that journey like?
The genesis was really rooted in 4 enabling technologies. So as we were exploring ideas about building a product, that, honest financial products to improve people's lives, the genesis came from how we thought about what it would take to create point-of-sale lending, access to credit in real time. And at that time, in 2012, it was really 4 technologies that were coming together. It was mobile. Everybody has a computer in their pocket. That became a thing. E-commerce, where really it became normal, not just accepted, but practical to shop online. And machine learning, just the ability to model data in real time and really for us to be able to understand fraud and credit worthiness and pricing at the point of sale, and data. The access to data about consumer finances really allowed us to be able to apply those models in the moment at the point of checkout while the customer's waiting and come back with a decision about what is this purchase going to cost all in. And that was the most important aspect for us, was that sense of control, that ability for the customer to know all in pricing as a part of their decision.
So, Libor, you and Max, the CEO of Affirm, have worked together previously. Can you give a little more context to sort of that and sort of the chemistry that happens there?
We actually went to school together. Yeah. So I had met him at school. We traveled in the same circle of engineering friends over time. And we worked together. Previously, I was his CTO at the company he built after PayPal. Yeah. Obviously, he thinks we always work together well. I also think that. He called me up and was describing to me what it is he was trying to do. And as he, over a few discussions, explained it a little bit more and more as the idea really took shape, for me it was that actually sounds interesting. Not something I'd ever thought I'd work on in finance. Really, this Affirm was the first financial product I've built. Yeah. And this simplicity of delivering a product that really changes the dynamic between the consumer and the provider of financing of credit was really exciting. The idea that the product was aligned with the interest of the consumer, where when the consumer does well, when they get what they want, when the expected happens, we share in the positive outcome. And if they get the unexpected, and if we get it wrong, we both are sharing in the negative outcome. And that real alignment of outcomes between parties was like, okay, that sounds actually kind of interesting. In some ways, it's simplistic, but for me, it felt like a game changer.
Sometimes the most simple things are actually the most powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, but Affirm really pioneered the whole notion of buy now, pay later here in the United States. Like, how did you get it off the ground? And how did you know when you had product market fit?
It took a while of iterating around the ideas that, like I said earlier, those technologies coming together, really thinking about how they would operate together and what we could do with those technologies. And the first version of the product really was, at its core, what we do today. We put together a single offering of a customer puts in their phone number, puts in their name into checkout, into the purchase option, and we tell them, you can pay for this over time, pay over 6 months. This is how much each payment is. This is what the all-in cost is going to be. And would you like this thing?
Yeah.
And it really took off from there. I think that's, as you said earlier, that simplicity really drove adoption. The merchants understood it as something that improves their business, drives conversion, drives affordability for their customers. And it clicked with customers. We have customers telling us from the first moment to this day, they love the sense of control, they love the understanding, they love using the product.
Yeah. there really is nothing like an excited or happy customer. You get the unhappy ones as well,
There's
and
always...
that's part of the job, it's part of the feedback, it's part of the evolution as well. But really seeing that delight for a customer is really powerful.
Yeah. Well, customers who give you negative feedback are as valuable as the ones who give you positive feedback. A lot of our ideas over the years have come from customers who have, expressed dissatisfaction with where can they use the product, why is it not available here, why can't I pay for this thing over time, why am I not able to purchase here, but I am over there. And so that kind of feedback has really propelled the team to continue to expand the surface area over which we're able to operate and deliver our products. And our customers and the feedback that they've given us have made us a better company and a better team.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's astounding to me the power and the impact of what Affirm has been able to build and sort of the portfolio of products and offerings that you've built. Talk to me a little bit about that evolution and sort of, what is most exciting for you next?
For me, the most exciting thing that's coming up, so as we've built out the surface area of capabilities, starting at the point of sale, directly integrating with merchants, providing different ways to integrate with the merchants, things like our light integration through a virtual card, and then our partnerships with platforms like Shopify, which has been a wonderful relationship, working relationship, which we've really enjoyed, building out the surface area over which we're able to deliver this product to merchants as well as the customers. Has really been the driver for us for the last decade. Going into the future, we kind of expect that to continue. We continue to get that feedback. For us, probably the big next frontier is offline.
Yeah.
We've done, we continue to penetrate online e-commerce. That continues to grow. We're excited about that because it still feels nascent, still single-digit penetration of e-commerce on an annual basis. But that, is a drop in the bucket compared to the offline world. And so building out the Affirm card, allowing customers to have that access to clarity and control in the offline world for everything that they're doing is really exciting for us.
Yeah, the card thing is super interesting to me, right? Because you've taken this product that has been so closely integrated with an online experience and really has sort of like pierced the fourth wall or sort of left the digital device behind and enabled people to sort of carry that out into their physical world. What did you need to do or do differently as you sort of moved into that physical offline experience?
I think for us, it was a lot of what we did different and how we thought about it was listening to the customers, understanding what it is that they were seeking and already doing. So we had originally built a single-use virtual card for use on e-com where our product was not available through an integration with the merchant. So we said, okay, well, let's create a card. You can use it once. They can, type it in, cut and paste it into the site that they're shopping at and have access to the product. Customers loved it. They used it. It grew really quickly. But one of the things we saw is that people were figuring out how to use it offline.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awkward because it was a virtual card number. So they'd have to go through these card not present, conversations at the point of sale. But they were doing it and it was growing. And so, for us, it was like, how do we make that experience a lot better? And, doesn't take a rocket scientist. It takes somebody who listens to their customers to figure out, let's give them a physical card to use in the physical world, while preserving that experience of being able to have that sense of control, really understanding how much is this purchase going to cost, what is it going to be as a part of the experience. And so really putting the app forward in that customer's shopping journey, even in the offline world, for them to be able to plan their purchase and really understand it with clarity, and then access that through the physical card once they get out into the, out into their shopping realms and out into the mall.
That is so cool.
If we still have malls.
We do still have malls.
Okay,
Yeah, we do.
Just checking.
We do. Yeah, I've been to one a couple of months ago, I think. I'll say for us at Plaid, it's been a privilege to be a partner with Affirm on this journey, and we've really appreciated the work that we've been able to do together. I'd love to hear your perspective on the partnership and really the evolution of the relationship.
So, like I said, part of the impetus for the company really was that idea of access to real-time financial data. And obviously, Plaid has been a great partner in that since almost the beginning of the company. We've started working together really early in the company's life, where access, especially to understanding cash flow and balances of customers, of their accounts, and being able to model that as a part of our understanding of a consumer's ability to repay. What do their finances look like? And that's really was the basis of us working together. And that's really expanded as our product portfolio has expanded. As we've tried new products, new ideas, obviously Plaid has also been there, continuing to move forward with new innovations. And we've continued to pick those up. Last time I checked, there's 5 different areas of our product where we work together on very specific experiences, on specific data and understanding and capabilities. And from my perspective, it's been a wonderful partnership, and I can expect to continue to see it grow.
Yeah. Well, and thank you, because it's been phenomenal for us to be able to partner with you as you continue to innovate, driving us forward, driving us to push our innovation to meet your needs, and then your willingness to work and give us feedback in that process has been incredibly valuable.
Thank you.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you at this point, what feedback do you have for us? What would you like to see on our roadmap?
What I think would be great on the roadmap from our perspective is continuing to increase the real-timeness of the data you're able to provide us. From our perspective, using that data to underwrite a customer is really powerful. And that continues to be really important to us. But as we think about how can we best help customers, it's also the ability to give them feedback, to be able to explain to them the decisions around credit that we're offering them or not offering them. And to be able to do that in a way that to the consumer is actionable and useful and relevant is for that data to be as up to date as possible. When we tell them, this is why we're not making you an offer, or this is why this is the amount we're approving you for, our ability to say, because X, Y, Z, about your cash flow, about your, about the state of your finances, if that's wrong, that's a pretty poor experience. So the ability to get that right, for that to be accurate, for that to be timely, is critical for us to be able to build out that functionality.
Yeah, totally makes sense. And I think we're very much aligned in how we're thinking about our roadmap and continuing to push the boundaries of what we're able to do in terms of time and time to information, and then also that transparency. It's that sort of transparency that is critical to enable you to be able to build that trust with your users, and we want to make sure we're doing everything we can to enable that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So kind of one last question before we wrap up here. You as president lead the engineering product design functions within Affirm. You've built your career really as an engineer. We've got an audience here of people who are early potentially in their career as product managers or engineers or entrepreneurs who are just starting their companies. What advice do you have for them?
I think there's multiple aspects to it. I think that's actually really important, is if you're going to put years of effort into getting better at the craft, if you're going to put in years of effort to build something, you have to be excited about it on multiple different axes. Yeah. For me personally, as an engineer by training and at heart, it has to be technology driven. Technology has to be the unlock. It has to be the thing that is going to enable that product to exist. Primarily because I want to feel like the thing I'm contributing matters to the team and to what we're building. And probably most importantly, the team itself. Yeah. These are the people you're going to be spending day in and day out with. But they're also going to be the people you're learning from, right? You learn by interacting, you learn by teaching, you learn by osmosis. Are these the people you want to be with every day, learning new things and developing your career? And I think that when you put those together, it's pretty powerful. Like I say, because at any day in the week, one of those might be lagging, and so you need the other ones to kind of fall back on those days. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to spend time with you. Really appreciate your partnership and look forward to continuing to working together.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.